think of a better person to talk to right now in these very tumultuous, uncertain times than Marti Glenn. Marti Glenn started the PhD program that I was in. And I'm so grateful to Marti and Ken, her husband, for starting that program. And it was a program, there's two programs, pre and perinatal psychology and somatic psychology, also known as mind-body psychology. And they were so life-changing for me to learn that we as humans aren't just our brains, we're a whole body for a reason. And learned so much about how to be present, how to bond with other people, how to stay connected to ourselves so we could connect to others. And it was really, in a way, a trauma-informed program. So I understood trauma and how to work with that. And I think this is a traumatic time for many people because we weren't expecting it. It's a time that brings up great uncertainty and a time where we are looking and searching for our safety. And so in that, where we don't know what's coming. And when that happens, when things are so that big, our brains can be impacted. Our nervous system is certainly impacted. And now we're all impacted, or many of us, in shelter in place or being asked to socially isolate. So I wanted to bring Marti Glenn on. Marti, would you say a little bit about your background?
Thank you, Susan. It's so wonderful to be here with you. It's very special for me. Yes, my background is in training therapists and coaches, and we did start Santa Barbara Graduate Institute, and we've been asking for a long time, even before Santa Barbara Graduate Institute, SBGI, why are some people resilient and others not? Why do some people succeed and others don't? And in looking at that, and then after SBGI, we continued doing intensive retreats, and now through our company, Risio Institute, that's exactly what we do, is help people to thrive and use some of these principles of connection and safety, which we can certainly talk about. But I love helping individuals, particularly leaders, people in very stressful situations. We have several programs that we do to help people actually transform their lives and thrive.
Beautiful, beautiful. So Marti, I want to get into some questions for you. And so Marti, in this time, we've been asked to socially distance ourselves from other people. And in a way, I think it's really physically distancing. But I've seen people, meeting on Zoom like we are, or connecting more on the phone. What is it with this human need? Why can't we just, go isolate and be on our own?
That is such a good question, especially for right now, Susan. And what we know from a lot of science, and particularly one science from Stephen Porges, who's professor at the University of Indiana, and he discovered that as human beings, we don't have two branches of our nervous system, which is what we were taught, fight, flight, and freeze. He says, no. As human beings, we have a third branch of our nervous system, and that is social connection. Mm-hmm. We grow our nervous system, we settle our nervous system by interactive behavior, by connecting with people. We have to have the eye contact, we read the tone of voice, we look at the gestures, the posture, the timing, all of that when you're with someone. And we can't get that through an email. We don't get a lot of it on the phone. We get it better because the phone is a voice and we can sort of measure that a little bit. But I think Zoom, like we're doing right now, I can look into your eyes and I can see what's happening and I can know that I'm okay right now. I can reach out and touch you because as human beings, we need that connection. Mm-hmm. We also are always asking us if we're safe. Am I safe here? Porges talks about the part of our brain that it's neuroception, he calls it. And we're always going, am I safe here? Am I okay with you? Is it all right for me to show up and be myself? And we just need to know right now, I'm okay. I'm okay with you. the work that I'm doing is okay, and I need to be able to relax. And I can do that when we have this connection. And even now in isolation, more than ever, we need to use, thank goodness for Zoom and Skype and all of these different programs, the GoToMeeting and some of these that we're using now for our business meetings. We have to be able to connect. And the other thing is we have to slow down when we're connecting. I have to remind myself, because I get very excited and I get speeded up. Very excited to be with you, right? And yet I know in order for us to really connect, I need to slow down and I need to take a breath. And that's how you know I'm right here with you this moment. And this moment, there's just me and you. And you're safe, and I'm safe. And we can do whatever it is we need to do. And that is very different from an email or a text, right?
That safety is so, we talk about psychological safety in the workplace, but there's a safety of knowing I'm okay that seems so very profound, like the base of Maslow's hierarchy, that I'm supported. Yeah. Marti, I wonder what we can do in this time when we're supposed to physically distance. What can we do to get that social need met?
Mm. Well, in just reaching out, I know we're not supposed to go out. I have some friends in different places that have talked about, they have a friend who comes over and sits in a chair in his backyard 10 feet away and they have a conversation because they need that connection, and the friend lets himself out the back door, and they're not even in the house, they're in the backyard, meeting our neighbors on the street. And yes, we're keeping our 6 foot of difference of distance and passing by, but, tipping our virtual hat. And I think sometimes slowing down, asking myself, what do I need right now? Well, I may need a drink of water. I may need to reach out to someone. And sometimes it's really helpful to imagine somebody who's no longer here. Maybe it's a teacher, a friend, a coach, somebody who knew me a long time ago. I can imagine somebody who would wish me well, somebody who has my back.
That's so beautiful.
Isn't that great? And it doesn't take long. We can just, we can do a timeline of our lives and go, oh, right. Because a lot of times, nobody saw me when I said, well, now, wait a minute. You wouldn't be here and you wouldn't be doing what you're doing right now if somebody hadn't seen you, if somebody hadn't been there for you. So it's partly in, yes, I need to connect with you, and partly I need to settle my own nervous system and
Connect with self.
Right.
It's such an important time to connect with self. Marti, what other practices? I mean, I'm isolated all by myself. So for me and the benefit of others who may be solo or maybe you're with a family and they're like, I never signed up to do 24/7 through home for the undetermined future with only these people. Not that I don't love them, but oh boy, what can we do to get our social needs or our personal needs met for that safety, for that connection?
So the first thing, as I keep saying to myself, because I'm, as you know me very well, and I'm very speedy. We've got things to do. We've got to get it done. Blah, blah, blah. And part of my learning has been to slow down. And there's an exercise that's been well researched that comes out of Heart Math Institute in the San Francisco Bay Area that has you place your hand on the heart. They call it ABC. Aware. I'm aware that I need something. I need to slow down. Aware. B is for breathe. Put your hand on your heart. We might all just try it right now. Put your hand on your heart and take a deep breath. And I say, make the exhale longer than the inhale, because that helps calm the nervous system. And the C of ABC is connect. Connect with something that's true about me right now. Right now, I'm okay. Or right now, I need this. Or right now, I'm just here with myself and I'm all right. And then from this place, I can begin to do some things like we can journal, listen to music. Music helps settle the nervous system, as we know. We can get outside and ride a bicycle or take a walk if that's possible. Certainly connect with a friend. My husband Ken and I had met with some friends last night that we have dinner with every couple of weeks. We can't do that. So we had a Zoom talk, and they're sitting on their couch and we're sitting on ours, and we're chatting back and forth about what's going on in our lives right now. And it was so helpful, very, very helpful.
I'm seeing people have virtual dinner parties. I
Well,
think
that's right.
it's amazing, right? And virtual happy hours. I don't happen to drink, but I've joined a few with my tea. That's fine.
Right? They call them a quarantini instead of the quarantini, and they're putting in the quarantini has vitamin C and orange juice or whatever, and they're in their glass they're toasting each other. But these are fun ways, and you just brought up another one is laughter. Any way that we can have some laughter and share that with each other, we need to consciously do it, and don't let too many days go by without asking ourselves, what do I need? Slowing down, creating safety, and creating contact.
I love it. Marti, because you've been someone in my life who's given me so much context, right? Helping me make sense of difficult times. I would love to know, from your point of view, it seems like things are happening. Like I'm connecting with you for the first time. It's not that we don't stay in touch, but friends I haven't heard from in a long time are getting in touch, and things are changing. And I don't think that this is all bad. So I wonder, what can we be learning from this time?
What a good question, Susan. And I think it's important for us, no matter what's happening, to ask ourselves, what is the gift in this? What could be happening? What am I being called to right now? One of my teachers, wonderful, wonderful teacher, Jean Houston, who was one of the founders of the Human Potential Movement, used to say to us, this is a breakdown to break through. And she was saying this 20, 30 years ago. And I'm going, okay, all right. And now I really understand that it feels like our planet is shaking. Things are quaking at every turn. Things are falling apart. And we know we cannot grow a garden without plowing up the soil.
Mm-hmm.
And it's time for us to look very carefully and very consciously and plow up the soil in our garden. What we used to grow may not fit for us anymore. And what are the little plants? What are the seeds I want to plant in my garden now? What is the life I want to have right now?
Mm-hmm.
What are the people that are nurturing? What are the projects I'm being asked to move into and to host or to be a part of? I think all of us right now, as things are moving faster than ever, we are all being called to step in and step up. Who you are is magnificent. We are each an amazing, amazing gift from the universe. And it's time to stop holding ourselves back, stop criticizing ourselves, and be small. I mean, my mother used to, I was so out there. She used to, touch me on my shoulder and say, in the talent show the family's doing, sweetheart, you just sing one verse, okay? So I've always thought I was too much, so I have to hold myself back. No, none of us anymore need to hold ourselves back. Sing as many verses as you can. Join with others. Create a choir. Let's do this together.
Oh, if there's any lesson I'm seeing here, gosh, I mean, yeah, we are, right? I don't mean to cut you off. It's the one thing, like your voice, but I didn't know this about you. When I was a kid, I would put on a little play for a company when they would come over, and my parents said, can I do another little one? Maybe 5 minutes. No, you've done enough. That's way more than it. So it was always too much. Same.
Right.
And yet I'm finding now there has never been a moment in my lifetime I can't think of where it's so much the case that we are all in this together. And it's such a moment to feel our shared humanity and
Yes.
reach out, and that all of our gifts matter. And if there's anything that I learned from you is to honor and love those gifts and nurture them. And I don't know who I'd be without learning to be in my body. I think I now look at how I treated myself before the education I got with you and the rest of the wonderful faculty. I was like a lollipop, all the attention up at the top of my head and a stick's worth of attention in the rest of my body. And
Right.
there's something to paying attention. And, like for me right now in this time, it's so important to just touch in with my heart. Or sometimes at night, you can't see my belly, but I put a hand on my belly and a hand on my heart and just breathe for a few minutes. And it's just like coming back to this present moment.
Right. And I think, Susan, we can also do this with our teams at work to ask,
Mm-hmm.
what is the deeper question? What is yes, this is our business. This is what we do in the world. But is there something bigger that's being called for right now? Is there some way that we can join together even more deeply? Is there some way we can support each other's gifts more deeply than ever? Is there some way we can create more safety for everybody in our company to step up, to step into all of who we are? Because that's what's being asked of us right now. It's time to stop playing small, to step up, to love deeply, to connect sweetly, and grow the planet that we're meant to have.
Hallelujah.
We're ready.
Yes, hallelujah. Yes to that. I mean, I think I had ideas of that, but they were just ideas before coming to school with you. And I'm so grateful that you've stayed in touch. We've talked all over the years since I finished. And so it's not a big, huge gap. And I'm so grateful for you in my life. And thank you so much for sharing so generously. I know you're going to touch other people with this message and what you're sharing. And so from the very bottom of my heart and my being, thank you, Marti. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being in my life and for all that you do. You're helping to be a part of this to change the world, and that's what we're about.
Thank you.
Send the love.